All you do is smoke weed.
We're back once again with another exclusive interview. This time we're here with an up-and-coming actress and comedian, Paris Nicole.
Ooh.
How you doing, Paris?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing very well. Thanks for being out here with us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So, actress, comedian, I mean, give us the resume. Give us the rundown. What are we doing out here?
Just living, trying to, pursue my career, just trying to pretty much be the best I can be. Just really making moves, just trying to grind, get what I'm trying to get, be the best actress, comedian, anything I can do.
Okay, cool. You got a little bit of an accent there. Where are you from?
I'm from the Midwest. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Ooh, okay.
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
How was that coming from St. Louis to California? I know
It's got to be a transition.
Yeah. It was tremendous culture shock. That was the biggest thing for me. It was a huge culture shock. But like the transition into from St. Louis to California, it just really opened my eyes. I had to grow a lot faster because St. Louis is like so small and closed-minded, and so when you come to California, it's so open, and it's like all this stuff that you've never known and never seen, and it's amazing. I love it.
Minds get a little bit wide open, right?
Yeah. You gotta open your eyes.
So, I mean, you've been doing this for a little while, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
When was the first time that you say you performed in front of a crowd?
First time I performed in front of a crowd? Ooh, I mean, depends on what you call a crowd, because
a crowd could be anybody, your family, like your friends.
That starts since I was like a little girl.
Okay.
Like I've always wanted to be an entertainer. I've always wanted to be into acting. So since I was a little girl, I would perform like the shows that I would see on TV for like my family members and things like that. So it started out pretty early.
Nice.
So family already knew they had a little superstar growing up, right?
They already knew. This is nothing new for them.
They're like, tell that one joke that you know.
Wake up and come entertain us. So we did a little bit of research, and we know that you were in a play called The Laramie Project.
Yes.
Now that's based on real events, so I know it was a really dramatic play, wasn't it?
Very, yes.
Okay. So now, being an actress that can go from drama all the way back on stage to being a comedian, I mean, that's a pretty wide range for you.
It is.
Okay, so I guess my question would be, I mean, is it easier just to get lost in the character and play the character, or is it easier to be yourself and while you're doing that performance?
I think it depends on the project. I think that sometimes it is easier to be myself because you can be the best self, you can be your best self, but it's also I wouldn't say easier to be another character, but it just you can kind of put your own spin on that character. So it's kind of easier because it's not a real character. Well, it's a real character, but you're putting your own emphasis on it. You're putting your own characteristics on it. So it's like you can make it your own in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
So it kind of, you got the space to create your own, like being yourself. It's almost like if you act yourself, people don't really know that that's you.
Yeah.
Because it's not like generic. It's not natural if you're trying to act like yourself.
Okay.
But being someone else is like,
well, you're giving us some acting lessons today.
Yeah.
I want to go out and act right now,
So yeah, if you put a camera in front of me and say be yourself, it's like, what does that mean? Just be natural, or you want me to act like I'm being myself? So it's kind of harder.
So how do you put yourself in that mode, though? I mean, you're obviously a very funny person, but going into a very dramatic role like that, I mean, how do you put yourself into that zone?
Well, first I try to identify what do I relate to with that character. So that's the first thing. You got to do the background research on the character, see where you can relate, and kind of take your story and to put it into their story, and that gives you that emotion that you need to bring out for that character.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay. So like, who's like the funniest person to you?
The funnest?
The
funniest person to me?
Yes.
Me.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course. I crack myself up every day.
She tell herself jokes in the mirror.
I got little characters in my head. They be just cracking jokes.
Okay.
Well, getting into that, I mean, what do you do on your spare time? What does Paris Nicole do when she has nothing else to do?
To be honest, I write. I write a lot. I have a lot of journals and notebooks. I write scripts. I create characters. I'm constantly like taking conversations, and if people laugh at a normal conversation, I'll take a note in my head and I'll write it down so I can like make a set out of it, or take it and make a character out of it. So everything to me, everything that I do, I'm relating back to my career. Like, what can I take from this normal shopping experience, a funny conversation, so I'm always working. Even in my spare time, I'm doing something. So
I feel like we're opening a box of like a talent explosion here. You know, we're finding out new things, but we know you were talented. But wow, we're really seeing it right now.
yes.
So let's see, who's your inspiration?
My inspiration, to be honest, everybody that has a story, everybody that's successful that has a story. Like I'm constantly like reading books and like just reading people's stories. I don't really have just one inspiration. You can't take one person and kind of say, you got to take a variety of people and kind of take little things from each person and kind of make kind of your own. So I have a lot of inspirations.
Okay, good. I mean, it takes a lot of motivation to do these things.
Yes.
So that's great that you have one. So I know that like chasing your dreams, coming to LA, you know, chasing your dreams.
That was hard.
There has to be a 9 to 5 to pay these bills while chasing these dreams, right? So what do you do during the daytime?
Well, right now I'm a consultant. I am a consultant. I was doing some hospice at the time, but now I kind of transitioned into like being a consultant and everything. So still got to get the bills paid.
Okay. Consultant at a dispensary?
Yes.
Okay. A legal dispensary, correct?
A legal dispensary, yes.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I'd like to hear that.
Yes, we got paper, we got receipts.
So how did you get started? Did you have previous experience in a dispensary?
No.
Really?
I didn't know anything about marijuana. I didn't know anything about, even know CBD was a thing. I didn't know anything.
You
I
didn't know
literally
anything.
I don't know. I didn't know anything.
So are you one of the stars over there now, or what's going on? You learn a lot?
You know, I'm working my way up a little bit.
Okay. Do you got any interesting stories in the dispensary business?
I mean, not right now. I'm still pretty new in it. Still kind of early, so I'm sure I'll have some. But like right now, it's still pretty new for me.
Okay, are you a fan of cannabis? You know,
now I'm a big fan of cannabis. Okay. I'm like the #1 fan of cannabis now.
Has it always been like that?
No, not at all.
No.
I just started like getting into it like within like the last couple of years. Like I used to be so like, oh, it's a drug. Oh, I'm so against it. Oh my God, no, because from St. Louis, it's not the norm. Like you don't, it's a drug in St. Louis. Everywhere else it's like, you know, it's like crack or something. So coming in here with that mindset, and that's what I mean, like it's so closed-minded. Coming here with the mindset of like, oh my God, everybody's doing drugs, and it's like, no, it's not.
Now, most of the time that's pretty much caused by like lack of knowledge about the subject.
Yeah, so once I started doing my research on it, I had to do my own research. You can't really go off what other people say. Do your own research on it, see what you want to do, and then like you got your own knowledge. So yeah.
Sure. So did you start like everybody else did with that little pinner joint, or I mean, what got you started with some THC?
I got tricked into THC. I was so against it, and I probably was being like annoying or whatever. So my friends actually gave me some edible, some candy, and they told me that it was like a Mexican candy, and I didn't know anything. So I ate it, and I was just eating it, and it was edibles. So it was my first time getting high, and I kind of liked it. So it was just. Yeah, now I'm here.
So edibles or flower?
Flower.
Flower?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm a flower guy myself.
Yeah, you kind of know what's happening when you smoke the flower. Like the edibles, you don't know when it's going to hit. I'll be forgetting I took it. I just want to say one other thing though. Like with the cannabis, I would say that it has tremendously helped me get healthy and lose a lot of weight. I've lost a lot of weight since I've been in California, just from like working out and like using the cannabis and stuff like that in a healthy way.
Okay. Nice. So, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, that was another big accomplishment.
Okay.
Huge accomplishment.
Congratulations on that.
So what would you say are some of like your key achievements in life?
Ooh, my biggest achievement was making it to California.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like I can honestly say, if I don't even make it into the acting world, which God forbid, please let it happen, but if I don't make it, I am so content just being in California. Like this is my happy place. This is like my paradise.
It's a lot different from back home.
A lot different, yeah. I'm able to grow more here.
Good. So is there any current projects that you're working on right now?
Well, just have to wait and see. I got some stuff up my sleeve.
So we're just going to have to keep an eye on you, Paris Nicole.
Yes.
So, I mean, how can we keep an eye on you? How can you be reached? How can we?
Well, I have an Instagram. It is Paris_Nicole1. And then I also have a Facebook. It's just Paris Nicole.
Paris Nicole. Well, you heard it from Paris Nicole, everybody.
I would definitely love to give my #1 shout out to Dojahlife. I definitely appreciate you guys for having me here. I just want to thank everybody for just appreciating me and just like accepting me, pretty much. Yeah. Shout out to my family. Shout out to everybody that helped me get here. And shout out to God, of course, and myself.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, you're a part of the Dojahlife family now. So once again, Paris Nicole, thank you very much for being out here.
Thank you for having me.